All right, good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to the Buckeye High School Coaches Show here at BES Fall Carnival. I want to give a round of applause to all our sponsors tonight. First, we want to thank BK Distributors, BK Apparel, and BK Promotions for everything they do. Everything you need with the logo on it. BK is the headline sponsor for all of Buckeye Athletics here on Panther Vision 446 Sports. We'd also like to thank Century 21 and Kayla Walker. She is the headline sponsor for Buckeye football here in 2025. Living and working in your community, Century 21, Kayla Walker. Go see her for any real estate needs. Also, Katie's Fast Pitch, located in Pineville, Louisiana. Unlocking your child's potential one pitch at a time. Find her on Facebook at Katie's Fast Pitch. All right, it's going to be a good one. We'd first like to thank Adam Bryant. Adam Bryant, State Farm. He actually sponsored our booth section here, Josh, and I think the daycare as well, Joyful Noises, huh?
Yeah, look, it's a lot of people here. This is inside the community. Look, it's a fall carnival for the small kids here at BES. Look, they asked us to come out here and do it here. It's a great time. I'm going to get Braxton to go ahead and spin the camera around. He's going to show you just the different events. It's community-wide here. It's just you got so many people. You got the hot air balloon. You got all these people on the jumpers here. You got people going down all the way to the school. So this is a big-time community event. We're glad that Coach York and everybody wanted to come out and go ahead and participate in this because it brings the community together, and that's what we've been talking about. You know, Coach York's trying to build a camaraderie here with all of his people, you know, trying to get the community involved, to get people to come out to the football. What better way to do it than with all this potential Panthers here and can meet their, the players of the team. We had some footballs they were signing earlier, throwing out, putting their names on. So it's a good community.
It is. It's a great event that the Buckeye Elementary School puts on here, and adding the high school football team in it. I know that Coach York said anybody who comes up there tomorrow night, 6:45, any young kid wants to come up there and run out with a football team, they just put on their jersey or blue and gold and come out and run out with a football team. So it's going to be a really good event tomorrow night as we go into Panther Stadium. But this event is looked forward to by all the kids year round.
Yeah, look, and it's Halloween night.
Tomorrow night's Halloween night.
Yeah, you can get your trick-or-treating done, and you can come out and you can support the Panthers. Like I said, if there's any child that wants to come there and they're dressed in blue and gold, or they have their football uniforms on or their jerseys on, they will be able to make the tunnel for the team to run out tomorrow night, which is also the game of the week.
It is the game of the week.
Sponsored by KLB. It's going to be the game of the week as they're taking on the Marksville Tigers.
Halloween night in Panther Stadium. You don't get it but every few years. It's going to be really fun. I know it's going to be a lot of people trick-or-treating. So like you said, finish your trick-or-treating early. It's going to get dark. Come out to Panther Stadium, support your Panthers. It's going to be a really, really good night. We're looking forward to it as Marksville comes in. But let's talk a little bit about last week in Caldwell. We come up just short right there in the end, Josh.
Yeah, look, we come up short. We were able to move the ball all night long. What we had problems doing is we had problems finishing our drives. We actually got 7 points taken off the board with a called down touchdown that would have put us ahead at one point in time. We got that due to some penalties. Penalties are really becoming a problem right now as far as on big-time plays. It seemed like every time we would break one open or we would do something successful, we would get shot in the foot with the penalties. We got down to the 3-yard line one time, got back all the way up to the 25. We've been repeating that week after week after week. So what we have to do, because Marksville is a very good team coming in. They're 7-1. They're ranked number 10 in the statewide 3A poll. So you had Gina at number 3, Bunkie at number 5, and you have Marksville at number 9 or 10. So, like I told you, I've been saying it all year. This district here is tough this year. But the Panthers have put themselves in good positions all the last 2 games they played, Bunkie and Caldwell. They just could not finish those drives that they needed to finish. And that's one thing to beat a very good Marksville Tigers team. They're going to have to finish their drives, and they're going to have to keep their penalties under control.
Yeah, penalties always hurt you, no matter how you go into a ball game. But when it's that close, and when you're not blowing people out, penalties really cost you. So yeah, like we said, Caldwell's is a really good football team, and the records don't show because our district is so strong.
Yeah, look,
so
you
got to play a lot of good teams.
Look, you went from we were ranked around number 9 or 10 there in the bowl that come out. We take this loss last week, because and Caldwell's a good team. If you put them on paper, they're a lot like us. They play some pretty tough people. They've got beat. They've only won one ball game. But again, so we get beat by them. We went from number 9 to number 23 or 24. So you got to look at it. To get into that playoffs, you're going to have to show up, and you're going to have to put some points on Marksville. You're going to have to play Gina. You know, you have probably 2 of the hardest games that you've had all year, probably in the last 2 years that you've played. They're coming up in the next 2 weeks. It's you're going to have to play football to make a showing out to get into that top 24 seed there to get into the playoffs.
You will, and listen, you know, it's 2 top 10 teams in the state. But the good news is they're coming to Panther Stadium. They're coming to our house.
Yeah, look, and if you remember last year, Marksville was a very good team there. Last year, we went down there to Marksville and
we took care of business last year.
We it was all Buckeye. I mean, I think we ended up beating them 30-6, maybe something like that. But once we got control of that game, you could see where we were coming into our own there, and we were very successful with it. So don't think Marksville don't have that in the back of their mind, because it's the same team, same players, same everything. So you're going to have to play mistake-free football for the next 2 weeks, and you're going to have to win one of the next two games.
Yeah, you have to come out. You have to come out believing you can win, and B, you got to come out with your head on fire, and you got to play that way for 48 minutes.
Yeah, look. Speaking of head on fire, playing like you're on fire. So again, you know, we've already had Ty Curtis. He was National Player of the Week 2 weeks ago, 3 weeks ago. He got nationally ranked. This week against Caldwell, that man had 27 tackles.
27 tackles, 2 tackles for a loss.
2 tackles for a loss. 27 tackles, 2 tackles for a loss. And talk about somebody that was, and he's playing with a little bit of an injury there. So you're talking about somebody that comes out, you know, he's a senior year. He's really giving everything he's got. He's like you said, he's coming out playing with his head on his fire. He's doing what he needs to do. He's being the leader out there. And when he's not on the field, you can see a little bit of a difference because he keeps everybody's morale up. So I look for big things between him and Gage Bellegarde this week again. Because look, Gage Bellegarde was right there behind him. Gage, I don't know exactly how many tackles Gage had. He was in the high teens for sure, but he was right there with him. It was Gage Bellegarde, and then it was Ty Curtis right there with him, nearly every tackle. And they were doing that a lot of power, you know, stuff like that.
I tell you, Ty Curtis is when you look up the definition of a middle linebacker, you see Ty Curtis. He's a team leader.
Correct.
He's for sure the defense leader, and he doesn't do it just by talking. He does it with his actions. Yeah. Every time you saw the football Friday night, Ty Curtis was somewhere around it, most of the time on top of it.
Yeah, well, look, that just brings you back to one of those guys that you look at that they look for at the next level, because he will sign somewhere. I'm not exactly sure where he'll sign. There's a few offers out, but those are what they look for at that next level. Look, Ty Curtis is playing with a little bit of an injury. He's not letting that stop him. It's his senior year. He's coming out. He's still taking control. And look, they've lost some tough ball games. Everything hasn't went their way. You know, they've gotten beat. They played Bunkie really well. Bunkie was a number 5 team. You know, when they played them, they could have easily just beat Bunkie, but they were 1 score away from beating Bunkie. You know, so Ty's played through some of that stuff there that to make that leadership that he has. You know, he's continued to just push and push and push to where that's what you look for at the next level. You look for those guys that's been out here, got the cards stacked against them, that still has that good attitude and still trying to make things work.
That's exactly right. He always comes. He never takes a play off. He's 110 miles an hour at all times, and I
don't hear you anymore.
I think I'm out. Maybe nope. There he found me. He got me. The man got me.
Got him back up.
We
want to thank Eric Ledger too.
Yes.
Look, Eric Ledger's got his stuff here for us. He brought it out for us. I'd like to thank Corey Atkins too. Just
because it's
Corey Atkins. Look at him.
Yeah, but listen, you know, Ty plays, like we said, like a man with his hair on fire, and he never takes a play off, and that's the only way you get 27 tackles in a game.
Yeah,
that's impressive, and he's over 1,000 votes ahead in Sinlaw Player of the Week. He's probably going to win State Player of the Week. I mean, the guy's really playing a high level of football.
Anytime you need to get recognition, anytime you need that recognition, the last 3 or 4 weeks, Ty Curtis has been playing very well. Like I said, the last time you thought he had 23 tackles when he won the national, and then you say, well, man, you had 23 tackles. That's hard to beat. Well, this week he comes up with 2 for a loss, and he gets 27 total.
27. That is
impressive. Don't take nothing away from Gage Bellegarde either, because Gage Bellegarde's right there with him.
Oh, they're
and
a
he's one
tandem.
of those seniors, too. Yeah. Look, I mean, to make a good linebacker on one side, you have to have an equal linebacker on the other side. And those two guys play well. They're going to be missed next year. It's going to be hard to just step up in there and get those 20 tackles, this and that.
We're heavily loaded with seniors on the defensive side of the ball. But, our offense, and we're going to talk a little bit about our offense now, our offense is young. Our offense is loaded with sophomores and, a freshman or two here and there.
Yeah, and look, you had some injuries with the quarterback positions. Grimmick got hurt last year, still couldn't really do it this year just because of the labrum tears and this. Then you have Cope that comes out and gets back into running the ball, and then he has his injury. So then you have to have a sophomore step up too. And look, it's his first time running an offense too, so you'll see that progressively get better. But I will say this, the sophomore coming in, he's had a pretty good gauntlet of games here because, like I said, these last 3-4, let's take Caldwell out of the equation. You go Bunkie, Gina, Marksville.
All top 10 teams.
Avoyelles. I mean, Avoyelles was 0-4 when we played them, but they
haven't lost since.
Correct. They haven't lost since. So my encouragement was to him, hey, it's going to make you better. You're just going to have to continue to work with it. And I think the coach agreed with that. It's going to make him better for the next years to come. Look, but their offense is moving the ball.
They are.
The biggest thing about our offense is we cannot finish the drives or we take penalties that takes us out of the situation to score the ball.
And that's right. We've run the ball really well with Preston, and now that we're throwing the ball a little bit, that's sort of opening up. We're actually doing a quarterback power, so that's opening Preston up.
Anytime you can take that pressure just off Preston and show that you can do another aspect of it, that helps. And then you watched it against Caldwell. We had several times there was probably 10 plays in a row where you're one step away or one block away from taking it 35, 40 yards. And it's just that one thing. And then you seen once we started running that power with that quarterback a little bit, it got Preston opened up there. So
yeah, it's once you take a little pressure away, you open up other things, and that's what's going to happen as they continue to get better. But Caldwell was a good football team. They were really big.
Yeah, and they were bigger than us.
Oh, they were way bigger than us.
I mean, you could tell they had a nose guard that could play too. So I commend Jake Locke on that, or whoever was helping the center there with their nose guard double teaming that. The first half we couldn't block that well. The first half.
Number 52. That's what you're looking for.
Number 52. That's who it was. Look, but you seen in the second half where they made those adjustments and we started moving the ball a little better. And look, like I said, man, the penalties is what killed us against Caldwell.
The penalties killed us, one thing, but I'm not even going to get into the officiating.
Yeah,
I'm not going to say nothing about it, but
it is what it is. I mean, it's.
I hope Coach sent the tape in. That's all I'm saying.
But it's one of those things.
But to have a chance right there at the end, we were right in that ball game. We were, a fumble or two away from winning that ball game.
Yeah,
and we should have been, we should have finished some drives and actually won that ball game.
Correct.
But that's how you learn.
Yeah, I mean that's what you do. We turned the ball over twice. They turned the ball over 0. We got 7 points taken off the board because of a penalty. We didn't pick up a couple first downs, which I thought we got. But that's just one of those things you can make all you want. But the problem was we put ourselves in position where we could have won that ball game. We put ourselves in a position where we could have beat Bunkie, but we did the same thing. It's the penalties coming at the wrong time when you don't need them.
I'll tell you what, speaking of Bunkie, I was really surprised with the Bunkie Gina score. I know Gina's really good this year.
Gina's really big.
And they handled Bunkie. So, kudos for them to going down there at Bunkie and winning.
That's a tough place to play.
That's very tough. And, talking about Marksville coming in, Marksville's ranked number 9 in non-select 3.
That's statewide.
That's statewide. They've only lost one ball game, and that was to Gina. Correct. And they scored 46 points against Gina.
They did score 46 points against Gina. So that's what I said. You got the Panthers coming up. You're going to play Marksville. You're going to play Gina. What you're going to have to do, I think, and what you're going to have success for this week is if the guys that are on the outside, no matter if you're on defense or you're on offense, if you're on the outside, you're going to have to play
You got to play your best football.
You're going to have to play perfection football, and you're going to have to decide in your mind that I can beat the guy that's lined up against me no matter what.
If you're on offense, you want to keep the ball as long as you possibly can to shrink the game.
Correct.
Because they have athletes.
Look, they can score in
seconds.
In seconds.
So if their offense is sitting on the sideline, they're not scoring points.
Correct. You're going to have to protect the ball, you're going to have to drive the ball, and then you're going to have to finish your drives.
That is exactly right. So listen, they have us tomorrow night. They're coming to Panther Stadium. It's going to be a big game. Everybody come out. Next week they got Bucky. That's the Catskin game.
Yeah, look, I'm telling you,
that's going to be a huge. That's going to be for second place in the district.
That's correct. This district here, I'm telling you, man, it's a good district. It's tough, you know. So I look for, depending on this and that, I think that Marksville is probably. Bucky is a good football team. Bucky is not. Bucky struggled with Gina stopping the ball as far as with the run. I think Marksville comes to a total different thing. They can throw the ball really well.
Oh, they can, because they have athletes on the outside, and like I say, Bucky does too. But you know, in a game like this, we have to shut those athletes down. We got to tackle them behind the line of scrimmage.
Yeah,
and keep that offense on the sideline.
Correct. You got to play your best football for the next 2 weeks, trying to pick up one of the win out of the next 2 games. But again, I believe when our football team is healthy, I believe when our football team plays mistake-free, and when I say mistake-free, I don't mean jumping off sides once or twice. I mean the mental errors that we have that cost us 15, 20 yards.
Or when it's 3rd and 4.
Or when it's 3rd and 4,
you jump off sides.
That's correct.
That kills you.
Those things are what we're going to have to clean up to win one of the next 2 ball games, because we can beat anybody.
We can, and that's disciplined football, and that's being accountable to the guy beside you. So some of that's going to be internal. You handle that internally, because as a football team, and you're a leader of a football team, you got to go, listen, man, you got to keep your concentration every single play in a football game. So that's who we got coming up. The Caldwell game was really close. We caught them at homecoming, failed short. But we got 2 games. They're both big games, and they're both at Panther Stadium. So I'm going to go ahead and call Coach York up, and we're going to talk to him, get his views on it. All right, ladies and gentlemen, everybody put your hands together for the Buckeye High School football coach, Coach Aaron York.
Y'all are doing a great job.
Not as good as you, Coach.
We have no stand for you this week.
I think he likes holding.
You'll have to scoot way up.
Man, I got to scoot up here.
Yeah. And don't worry, we found this chair over there in the edge of the woods.
That's about right. Hey,
Yeah, we got you hooked up, though, buddy.
I'm just glad to be right here next to you 2 guys.
It's the best place in the house, man.
I love it.
How about the hot air balloon?
Look at the hot air balloon. Look at this. What a great night.
We told you it's a big
I
event,
told
buddy.
you, man, this is why we encourage, look, I mean, you can take it around. This is some of your future walking around
This
here that
is,
you got to recruit from in the years to come. And, I mean, it goes for a ways that way.
does.
I mean, it's
Hey,
200
if you go
people
in the
here.
gym, there's tons of people in the gym.
Yeah.
Have you gotten to do a cakewalk yet?
I haven't gotten to do a cakewalk, but I did eat a while ago. The gumbo, really, really good.
That's
A
what I'm
plus
talking
on that. So,
Yes,
what
we-
a great, this is just a great community event. Love it.
We're excited for all the kids that's going to be able to run out on the field with the team.
Tomorrow night, all the kids wear your blue and gold, wear your football jersey, 6:45, meet down on the track, and they'll get to run out with our varsity team tomorrow night.
There you go. You can't
I'm
beat
talking
that.
about. That's exciting. I knew I would have been pumped as a small.
We want tons of kids there. Come out with them, and once again, that's our future. Our goal is every kid that steps foot on this campus, that there is no other choice. That when they get done here, they go right next door, and then when they get done at Hayden R. Lawrence, they go right across the street and come to our school. So I mean, there's no other school but Buckeye.
That's,
you
that's have the perfect feeder program right
That's
here.
it. And so that's our goal. And being out here, it's important. It's important for the little kids, the young kids.
Yeah, I mean, look, you got several guys over there that
Look at them
that's
playing football.
Yeah,
right,
playing football with
together.
your younger kids. I mean, that's
Yep.
what you look for.
I mean,
Future Panthers.
I've got a son, that's 6 years old, and he's run off with half the football team. He's somewhere over there. I don't know where, but I just hope they bring him back eventually. But
I also saw your daughter running around.
she's somewhere there too. So I mean, you can't beat that. This is family oriented, and that the community that's out here tonight, that this is it. I mean, you're here. We're all in this together, and I mean, once you're here,
you're a Panther for life.
Right, for life.
Man.
Yeah, that's it.
It's kind of like
I mean, you do have to put up with Lauren Lindsay, but I mean, it's okay at this point. She's wanting a shout out, so we gave her a shout out.
There you go.
All right, Coach, we had this great event. We're going to talk about Caldwell a little while, then we're going to get on to the game tomorrow night. But just going into the Caldwell game, you guys were right in it, right there to the very end. What do you tell your team? What do you tell your team after that one?
I mean, the thing I told our team was that there's a lot of finger point that we could have pointed of why it didn't go our way, but ultimately we've got to be men and we got to point the finger right back at us, because on all levels we had opportunities in that ball game that it could have been different, whether it's offense, defense, or special teams, and we didn't take advantage of those opportunities, and we never want to leave anything in the chance or the hands of someone else. So from here on out, we've got to learn that we've got to take those opportunities and run with them. And because if we're counting on someone else to, make those for us or get those for us, then we're in the wrong business. So, as bad as, whatever our surroundings were, that didn't affect the game. It was what we did in the game.
Yeah, just one of the biggest things and I harp on it all the time. One of the biggest things is it's just those mental mistakes that we make come at terrible times during the game.
Here comes the bad cop,
stop,
right?
We make a stop and then you give them a free 15, or it's 3rd and 5, 3rd and 4, and you jump off sides. When you're at some point in time, you got to become a football player and expect, hey, it's probably going to be a hard snap. And you just gotta, and that's some of what in those positions you got younger players that's going to get better over time. But it's just that mental game that you have to play. That I feel like that we're not winning that battle with ourselves more than anything.
And I mean, you say that you're 100% spot on. Offensively, we've harped on it all year, and we address it when it happens during practice. But it is one of those things that we've got to get over the hump. That as you're moving the ball, and it'd be one thing if we weren't moving the ball, but it's a head scratcher.
Yeah, look, you move the ball down to the 5, 6, 7 yard line, and then before you know it, it's 2nd and goal from the 25.
From the 25.
And that's not just been in one game. It's been in consecutive games.
Well, that's the thing that hurts the last 2 weeks. I mean, you look against Bunkie and against Caldwell, but Caldwell, we scored twice that it gets called back down inside the 10. So I mean that those are backbreaking drives right there. Then you were going we were on the plus side of the 50, going the other direction back towards the scoreboard, and running back's reaching out and he fumbles it. And where he fumbled it from, that was a first down. So I mean that puts you almost to the plus 40.
Right.
And that's a drive that I feel like we were moving it good enough that
you would score, right?
Right, you score off of that. So,
So, not to touch on the officials, because we don't talk about that, all that on this, but what was the explanation of the last play? Why didn't we get a measurement or anything?
They picked up the change one thing.
Well, the explanation to me was that the side judge spotted him past the line of game. I politely tried to tell the guy that he was not at the line of game.
You telling me he was 4.5 yards shy?
Well, my explanation to him was that you're putting extra time on the clock. So he went down where y'all said at 1.2, but we're actually adding time on the clock. So he had to stop prior to.
Correct.
Right.
Yeah.
And all they could do was look at me, Coach York, he made the line of game. And we, I guess, agreed to disagree that was not the right call.
So that's what the explanation was. He made the line.
He made the line to game
with no measure. Okay.
And so once again, we respectfully went our own ways, and once again, that's not that wasn't.
I just wanted to know his explanation at that point.
That was the explanation.
Okay.
Hey,
Well,
I'll feel you.
I mean, I don't know what else to say. It.
Well, the fans started getting rowdy, and once they put the time back on the clock, I'm like, well, hey, maybe
we got a shot.
Maybe they are.
I thought we did have a shot.
Because keep
It
in
was
mind,
a turnover.
we scored 10 seconds before that.
Yeah.
With a pass from about 30 yards out.
Right.
So
all I wanted was a shot.
Yeah, just
that
give us
last-
our opportunity. Yeah.
Last few seconds, just to see, give our kids a chance to, prove themselves in a situation like that. But we didn't get it, and we can't change anything about it. We can't change the outcome right now. All we
That's
can
right.
do is work on what's in front of us, and I feel like that we've got a great opportunity tomorrow night.
yeah, I think
For
if
sure.
we can keep the ball, if we can do those methodical drives,
Right.
keep that ball in our possession as long as we can, and finish with 6 points.
Finish.
Finish.
Finish, that's the
Finish
word
with 6
right there,
points.
finish.
You have a
Finish,
chance to beat a very good Marksville Tigers football team.
Finish. You look at Marksville, it's pretty much the same team that they had last year, and I thought last year up front we physically, won that battle and we won
sure
it on
we
the
did, yes.
scoreboard. This year is going to be, no different. We've got to win the battle up front. They're going to give us a little bit different front than what we've seen the last few weeks, but
What do they run, Coach?
They run a 4-2.
Okay.
They have gotten into
4-2-5.
a 4-2-5.
So they play man on the outside.
They do.
Yeah.
They do. So I think that, with some concepts we got can give them some trouble if we can get, the front held up and get the ball out. But I think for our offensive linemen, when they shaded that even front, that helps us out. Now they do go to a 3-4 look when they think you're throwing it. But I don't see that happening because we are a little run heavy. But you never know, depending on what their staff wants to do. But, offensively for them, they got the same quarterback back, number 2. And he's going to move around in the pocket. He's going to run around, and he's going to try to make plays with his legs and throw it up. But, you look, we've seen that this year. You're not going to see anybody better than the kid from Vidalia.
Oh, yeah. He's a super athlete.
Right. Same type kid that we're going to see. He's got some athletes around him. Number 3 is this week. He's a good little athlete. Number 5 is a transfer in from Royal Charters. So he's, he's a receiver of theirs. But, I feel good with our defense. Our defense, they shoot themselves in the foot with, jumping off sides at inopportune times. We get a silly personal foul because, we just overzealous sometimes.
Right.
And
Kids being kids.
right, and so those are things that we've got discipline-wise, and we've got to clean up. But it's
Look, Braden Polk's going to have a good game.
Yeah, Braden, you better play some ball tomorrow night.
Braden Polk, they're going to test him, so
Yeah.
I'm excited to watch him compete tomorrow night.
Speaking of coaching kids, it's got to be a joy to coach Ty Curtis.
Ty Curtis, can't say enough
he is
about him.
he's just a jam-up guy to begin with.
He's a coach's player. Whenever you say, you look at a kid that, hey, you know what, Ty, go lead the troops. And I call him commander.
Yes.
A lot of people don't understand that or either know that, but we've got a thing, I call him commander. And it's probably because, I don't know if his dad's in, reserve or whatnot,
Right.
but he commands, this team. He commands the defense. And, I tell him, hey, lead by example, make them follow you, and that's what he does.
He does it for sure. It's
Yeah.
it's a joy to watch him play the game. He plays it the right way.
It is. He's got a passion for the game. He's a great kid, great human. It's one of those things that, if you need somebody to babysit one of your kids,
Yeah.
he would be the one that you would pick out. And so
Or fight a bear, either one.
right, or find a berry.
Yeah, look,
Yeah.
one of those things I seen on the Caldwell game that was giving us a little bit of problems too is those defensive ends that we had. You had the one on the inside, and then I don't know if he was playing like a strong safety or what on the outside of him.
Right.
But they would both go straight up the field to lose that contain,
Right.
and that's when that quarterback make that one move there. It's nobody past that for 15 yards.
You'll hear the terminology. We got to squeeze it down. And if you do run upfield, like we talked about, you open up gaps for running backs.
Correct.
And so what you've got to do as a defense, when you get to what we call the hills of the defensive line or the offensive line, you got to squeeze that gap down. Okay, and when we say
That's right.
squeeze, back towards the ball.
Yeah, you got to keep him back inside. That's your job.
Right, that's it.
And let Ty finish the rest of it
That's
inside.
it.
Yeah,
And-
Ty engage.
And sometimes, your outside linebackers and defensive ends, they don't get all the publicity or the glory that, the inside linebackers do, but they're doing probably the most important job, which is to turn them inside
Yeah,
and not
look,
getting
if you
outside.
have I'm not saying that they did they didn't do a bad job because you had the inside linebacker
Right.
had 27 tackles. So they did do a job. But when they would have
When
when they would have success, the most success on it, it was just because we could not win that middle battle of going up the field.
Right. You open up running lanes is what it is, and so what you want to do as a defense is make sure that each one of those what we call gaps, that you got someone in each gap, and the moment that you run upfield, that gap becomes open. When you have a gap open, that's when people run through it.
Yeah, look, I think you're going to need this week, you're going to need Justin Hunt to have that open up game like he had a couple last year. You're going to have him play really disciplined football this week to keep that guy from getting on the outside. He's there on that stand-up end. He's going to have to play a physical, I'm not letting anybody on the outside. He's going to have to turn it back in football this week. And I'm hoping we see that breakout week from him there, because I think that'll really up our chances of stopping them on the defensive side of the ball.
12 is one that Justin, his ceiling is high. He's one that, there's some people throughout this year that question, hey, are their motors running right now? But every time the lights are flipped on, and even during practice, his motor is going sometimes to the point where I have to look at it, hey, let's tone it down a little bit. But
you can tell when he gets to that
going,
next level.
Yes, he goes. But
he's hard to stop.
He plays very physical. And tomorrow night is going to be a big night for him. What I like about this matchup is that this type of offense allows our kids to run free, and I think our kids do very good job defensively when we're able to run free, meaning that you got a quarterback that he's going to try to move around side to side, and it's going to allow our kids to go get them.
Speaking of their offense, what do they bring to the table? They're going to be pass heavy, run heavy. What do they normally do?
They're going to run it. They're going to run counter against us. They're going to run quarterback sweep against us. Counter, they're going to head to the little running back. But they're going to spread it out. They're going to try to get their kids in space. He wants to throw it. I'll tell you that. The quarterback wants to throw it. He wants to rear back, direct people downfield, and hopefully you get out of position as a DB or safety and not into your zone or your man and lose sight of him, and he wants to toss it up. That's what he wants to do. You see him on film, and he's over here. Hey, he's pointing, and it's tough as a DB, as a corner or a safety, 5-6 seconds to hold with somebody, but you got to play discipline.
That's right.
And can't get your eyes caught on what the quarterback's doing, but you got to stay on your man.
Yeah.
Do we plan on blitzing?
We're going to get after it tomorrow.
We're going to get after it.
We're going to get after it tomorrow.
That's what we always talk about. If with athletes like that, if you can stop them before they get their motor running behind the line of scrimmage, it's one thing. But
it goes back to what when you do bring a blitz, you got to understand where you are, and if you do run upfield, that's when you're going to get beat and leave.
You got to maintain your lanes as you blitz. Yeah. So, we appreciate you coming in. I'm glad you got to enjoy this. I'm glad they asked us out here for this thing tonight, because it's really a great community event with everybody here. I don't know how many people's here, but there's a lot.
I would say 200.
That's what you're going to guess?
Yeah.
Let's give credit to the school, the faculty members that are out here working, the elementary faculty members.
They do great.
Right.
Yes.
Give credit to the administration staff here. This is a very well organized event, put on event for the whole community.
There's your son right there. Briggs.
Hey, Briggs.
He made it.
Yes, it's a very, very organized event. It's great. Elizabeth Jenkins got us out here. She does a great job. I don't have any money on me right now. And if you just give me 5 minutes, the show's going to be over. We'd like to thank Buckeye Elementary for having this event, having us out here, and all you and your whole team and your staff coming out here and enjoying this event. They're gonna feed everybody gumbo, and we just appreciate everything from the community. And we also like to thank our sponsors one more time before we step off. BK Distributors, BK Apparel, and BK Promotions. Everything you need with a logo on it. BK is your trio team of businesses. Go see them. They're a headline sponsor for all of Buckeye Athletics. We'd also like to thank Katie's Fast Pitch, unlocking your child's potential one pitch at a time. Kayla Walker, she's Century 21 broker. Go see Kayla Walker for any retail, any real estate needs you have. She is the headline sponsor for Buckeye High School football this year. And also like to thank Adam Bryant, State Farm. He's the one that sponsored this booth here at the event at the Fall Festival. So we'd like to thank everybody for coming out. I'd like to thank Coach and the team for coming out. And we will catch y'all tomorrow night in Panther Stadium. Come loud and come proud.